I'm often reminded in our classroom how important and connected we already are to K-12 educators. The students that come into my class, of course, are bringing their experience, the lessons they've learned from teachers in high school and middle school and elementary school. And in that sense, it's very much a dialogue, right? We're building on foundations that students come to us with. So the opportunity then to contribute to that, to think about the very process of creating knowledge, of thinking about students together between higher ed and K-12 rather than as some separate sites that have nothing to do is really important because that's how it works in practice. So for me, it was so important to hear from teachers the approaches they take to teaching, the texts they draw on, the inspirations they have, what matters to them, what matters to their students, and think about it in reflection to the very same questions that I have to encounter every day as I think about my own teaching, my own research, etc. So I really saw it as a chance to take something that was already in practice and really make it much more intentional and collaborative. The seminar, my first seminar, exceeded my high expectations in every way. I would call it transformative. I was new to the city and university where I now teach. It deepened all of these relationships I have with people who have long-standing connections to this community. It gave me new questions to explore in my own teaching. It gave me much more immediate feedback about what's relevant, what resonates, what matters to other teachers. The relationships I created there have continued to nourish and sustain me today. I'm actively engaged and connected to so many of those teachers I first worked with. And they really actually created for me a new kind of network of educators and other people with shared interests. So I just can't say how invaluable it's been, how nourishing it's been, and how important it's been to my own development as a faculty member. It's absolutely sharpened my thinking and practice around pedagogy, around how we teach, the exercises we use in the classroom, how we interact with students. K-12 teachers have to think much more intentionally about that. They have to think about the points of entry of their students. They have to read the room in certain ways. And the reality is university students need that as well. And we often don't give that enough attention in higher ed. So it really, I feel like, made me a much better teacher myself, more attentive to students. And it also opened up a way to talk about pedagogy, talk about those practices that we often just don't give enough room and space for in the university.